beautiful gemstones. Welcome to our typical and usual, but very awesome Wednesday night. Sorry about that. I thought I could squeeze a text in real quick before we started, and I guess not. I'm having a bit of a toothache that came on really suddenly, like 15 minutes ago. But I did some more gel. I took some Advil, so hopefully it'll go away soon, because what it is a cracked open filling, which took like half of my tooth with it. So I am so glad to see you all here tonight, and I can't wait to get started. I look forward to this all week, as I'm sure, or as I know, a lot of you guys do. I hope you're all doing well and kind of getting into the holiday spirit if you celebrate. This year was hard for a lot of people, for a lot of us, but I'm hoping that with the new year coming into the groove of like maybe spring, mid-March, early April, we should be getting back to our new normal, I hope, raised elevation of the collective frequency. So let's get started, because I am really ready to dig in. Spirit is super strong. I've got goosebumps going. I'm like, yes. Let's make it happen. Ann Palmer, Lotus Girl, Salvador, Blue Crossroads, and I'm assuming Shauna. I hope you guys are doing well. Lots of love and light. Prayers sent over to you guys all week. Heather Nikki, Madison Teague, Ghostdragonzw, Mike Roberts, hey sweetie, I hope you're doing better. Shelly Montgomery, Smoochin' Smoochy. Where is Nutslap? New England Dirt Roadie. It's kicking off usually between 7:15 and 7:30. I do my best to get started around that time. Between that time frame, between 7:15 and 7:30. That's why I schedule it for 7:25. Oh, there he is. Hey, Nutslap. I should have bit my tongue until I actually went through the list, huh? Donna Messenger. Hey, mama. No pun intended. Yeah, it's simmering down. Hi, Josephine. Yes, you don't have to ask. Remember, you just come in and say hi, and then we will give you a reading. Hey, Tracy. What's up, girl? And that's it for now. I think I got everyone. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. So our Monday night stream where we talked about phantom time hypothesis, I had to have it reviewed because they're trying to put a limited monetization on me. That's how YouTube is. And that's why it's really important that we come in and we leave positive comments afterwards, and we keep the stream super, I don't want to say super positive, because it doesn't necessarily have to be that, but I think a lot of people are talking about phantom time hypothesis and phantom time theory. They're the same thing, but called, two separate titles, in a conspiracy theory sort of way to talk about it. And YouTube doesn't allow conspiracy theory stuff to be monetized. So I think someone reported it, or the bots caught that the title was Phantom Time Hypothesis. So I'm hoping with the review I can go back to full monetization, but they don't make up for the time that they're reviewing. So like all of this limited monetization doesn't get like paid back or anything. And that's why YouTube drives me absolutely nuts. Let's bring in the man of the hour before we get started. There he is.
Hi, everybody. And I'm doing fine, Lotus. Just a little rough. Ears giving me crap again. And we're ready to rock and roll whenever you are.
She's laying tile floor. Look at that. All right, who's first?
Eris Mana, they're here. Sometimes they come in, say hi, and then he'll come back later. Eris, you here? Ann Palmer, you're the
hello,
first two.
Yaritza. I didn't even say hello to Eris because he did not he did not show up on mine, which
yeah. Well, you got to remember, I get on and look at everything before you even get close to it. As soon as you put the stream up, I go and start watching, writing names down.
You also keep YouTube on, which is hard for me to do because it just slows down my whatever. Thank you, Nutslap. You are too sweet. Hey, Richard. Well, okay, so I don't see Eris talking, so let's start with Lotus. And when Eris comes back in...
Yeah, Eris and Ann Palmer.
Because Eris is always here, so we can give him a break having left. When he comes back, we'll squeeze him in. Lotus, I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous.
Hello, Smoochie.
Yeah, YouTube isn't very easy on its creators. I would say, and I could probably even get in trouble for saying this, but I'm not saying anything that isn't true. That if you don't make them like a certain number of $100,000 a month, they really just don't care. Like they don't care about us, little people.
No, take your money off of advertisement, but they don't care about you.
They only care if you're giving them money, and it has to be consistent money. A lot of people with millions of subscribers get away with a lot more than like I get away with. Like if I accidentally show a boob that's on an oracle card without even realizing it, a cartoon boob, I could actually get demonetized and get in a lot of trouble. Where like these people are literally showing them. I've seen it. It's
you go to other tarot readers and cards, they show their cards, they don't hide anything.
Well, it's not that I can't, it's that
I know there's people up there.
When I used to take the when I would read using, say, the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle deck, and I would take one of the cards from the reading. This is why my thumbnails are now so basic for the personal readings. If I would take one of the cards I used for the reading, try to make it personal, like that's one of your cards, and the card accidentally had a boob, I kept getting the whole video taken down. Sorry, I got to turn my phone around. They took the whole video down due to just the thumbnail. Now I didn't get striked or anything like that, but it was very frustrating because it's like it's not real. It's artwork, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it is. It's pretty insane. I wish I had known about YouTube when it was the Wild West. Not because I want to do anything bad, but just because there are so many rules and regulations. If you don't read the 175-page contract, you're bound to violate at some point. So I'm hoping that the review goes in my favor. And if not, it is what it is. I mean, I don't pick topics based on whether I'm going to be monetized fully. You know what I mean? And I was very surprised because I knew we didn't talk about it out of a conspiracy theory context, but I guess it doesn't matter. Nah. Miss Gucci, please be careful. Travel safe and give that baby a big old kiss for me as soon as he comes out. Yuritsa, exactly. All right, Lotus, you got Skyla, the card of resilience. Life throws adversity at you. There is no escaping this. Yet building resilience allows you to handle this better. Building flexibility is a key to developing resilience. Righteous anger is not shameful. Sometimes you get caught between a rock and a hard place. You need to make a decision between two poor outcomes to get where you need to go. Most people who know of Skyla were introduced to her through Homer's epic The Odyssey. Odysseus wants to return home with his men, and is told that he will have to pass through the Straits of Messina, close to two monsters to do so. Skyla guards one side of the rough and narrow waters opposite Charybdis, another monster in the shape of the inescapable whirlpool. Hello, Miss Jules Facets. It is said that the two monsters were in an arrow's range of each other, so that if one did not get you, the other certainly would. So, who was Skyla, and was she always a monster? There are a number of origin stories of Skyla, but again, most relate to a woman being jealous of another and harming her enough that she became a monstrous, repeating motif in the ancient Greek world. Before she was turned into a monster, she was the beautiful sea nymph, daughter of Phorcys and Ceto, deities of the sea. They were also the parents of the Gorgons. In one myth, it is said that Skyla was transformed by Poseidon's wife, Amphitrite, by placing a poisonous potion into the pool in which Skyla bathed. Poseidon had his eye on the beautiful Skyla, and Amphitrite became jealous. The second myth featured the handsome Glaucus, a sea god who fell in love with her, but whom she rejected. He asked the sorceress Circe, whom he was friends with, for a love potion to assist him. Circe, however, was in love with Glaucus herself. Instead of the love potion, she created a drink that turned Skyla into a monster. Skyla then became a frightening creature who no man would ever find pleasing. She developed 6 heads on long snake-like necks, and each of these heads held a mouth with razor-sharp, shark-like teeth. Her legs were girdled by savage dogs, and she no longer had a human voice but made the baying sound of hounds. She had a half-crab shell that stuck out of the black cave, and tumbled rocks she was perched upon. Legs girdled by savage dogs? Odysseus asked the advice of Circe about the best way to pass the monsters and survive. Circe advised that both monsters were terrible and that loss of life would happen, but it was way better to get closer to Scylla and lose a few men than to lose everyone and the ship to the whirlpool of Charybdis. Homer writes of Scylla in Circe's voice, no crew can boast that they ever sailed their ship past Scylla unscathed. Scylla was not born for death. She is a thing of terror, intractable, ferocious, and impossible to fight. Odysseus was literally caught between a rock and a hard place, yet decided that battling Scylla would be preferable. He and his crew sailed to the strait where Scylla and Charybdis were and knew that death was near. They sailed closer to Scylla, who rose up in rage and slaughtered 6 sailors. One man was taken by each of her heads. Scylla remained resilient and undefeatable. In a much later story recorded in Eustathius's commentary on Homer, it is said that the hero Heracles encountered Scylla during a journey to Sicily and managed to slay her. Her father, the sea god Phorcys, immediately applied healing flaming torches to her body, and she returned to life. Again, Scylla rises, righteously ferocious, to thwart yet another pesky hero. Plant companion, the sea onion, and crystal companion is one of my most favorites, and that would be Serpentine. You guys see that? I noticed that even though I can't see it, when I go back and watch, you guys can see that beautiful green color. This is more of a like lizardite serpentine, whereas this is actually also serpentine. So either way, it's a beautiful stone. And Lotus, what I'm getting on this, I always say this, the lesser of two evils is still evil. Okay. But sometimes we have to make a decision. And I feel like there's something coming in for you. I think it's going to kind of veer off of something that you're already going through, but I see these two things, these two quote unquote evils, more like these two opportunities where like both of them will get you where you want and or need to be, but neither is really preferable. Like you have an option C that you would much rather see happen, but it's like you got to make a decision. I'm getting a warning coming off of this card for you, a slight warning where the universe is telling you now, like, it's okay. Righteous anger. I always say that too. Righteous anger, it is perfectly okay, depending on what you do with it though, right? The kind of, I don't really even like the word warning, but the warning kind of message that I'm getting here is do not fail to make a decision at all. Okay. Make sure you clearly choose one or the other when these two opportunities or options, it's like a problem that you've been going through for a really long time. Two solutions are going to come in right around the same time, probably this week going towards the end of the month. I don't see it happening right this week, but by like New Year's, it should have already happened. And while you can take a week or two to kind of make up your mind and figure out which one you'd rather go with, don't take very much longer than that, because then the universe is going to move for you. And I feel like if that happens, it's always for your greatest good when that happens. But let's face it, it also stinks when that happens for us in our humanness, in our humanity, because it just means so much more hardship that we have to deal with and learn through. So Lotus, please make sure that you do choose the lesser of these two evils, even though it is in fact still evil. What's up, Three Souls? Yes, thank you, Shelly Montgomery. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And don't forget to come back afterwards and leave me a comment. That really does help me out, guys. Who's next? Eris. Eris is back.
Okay, you're going to go ahead and do them? I told him I was going to make him wait for being sneaky.
Sneaky. Nah, he's one of our regulars. We'll give him a break. It's when people do it over and over and over again. That's when I have an issue with it. Because then I feel kind of like I'm being played.
You hear that, Eris?
Don't let it happen again.
Get the shank out. Did you get email from Nutslap?
From who?
Nutslap.
Did I get mail or email?
It says mail. You mean email or mail?
I did not get either. Oh, that's right. You said that. No, I didn't get that today. And Mike, I immediately was brought to the Blue Sage. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and do that? It's so funny. The other night, about a week ago, Nutslap had to do a video to show me everything that was in the box that he ordered so that I can explain all of it. I had no idea. He didn't know. He's like, there are these rocks and they're like resin incense. And I'm like, no, those aren't rocks. Those are resin incense. And had to like explain it all. No, I did not, but I will let you know. My oldest son stayed for 2 nights and he just left. So I took a break today. Got some writing done, but other than that, kind of just relaxing with this toothache. But I will definitely let you know. It's not like I'm just going to be like, oh, this is awesome. Let me not thank the person that sent it. Oh, that's weird. Because I changed my address for gifts to here. But if it was sent to the other place, it's not like I'll never get it. I'll just have to wait to get it. Eris, you got the Air Guardian. Shift your perception. Because I did go in there, I figured with Christmas coming, I should at least switch it for now while I'm here to here so that if any of you guys send me gifts, it comes here. Unless I didn't do it in time. I'll figure it out after stream though, okay? Eris, change the way you think and you will change your whole reality. The Air Guardian card represents the angels of the air element. Traditionally, air is all about the thoughts, thinking, and everything that's happening in the mind. So these angels can help you to overcome any thoughts that have come back to haunt you from the past and to see the world more clearly. They are guiding you to change the way you think about certain situations, as this could be standing between you and greatness. When this card arises, it's an opportunity to learn about your way of thinking. You are being guided to recognize that all you see is exactly the way you see it. Sometimes the mind can play games, and sometimes our perceptions can be wrong. If you're being challenged or feel that there's a lack of clarity and direction in your life at the moment, there's a good chance that you're thinking that there's a good chance that the way you're thinking or what you're focusing on has a lot to do with that reality. You are being guided to open your eyes and your mind, go beyond any limits you have set for yourself, and recognize that the way you see the world is how you will experience the world. Opportunities are moving in your direction, but they will only open up for you if you're ready to do the internal work to support them. So this brings up a really good point and something I've been kind of meditating on. And Jules, I did not forget. I promised you I'd do your reading and get it to you tomorrow, and I will. So it brings up a point that I really want to talk, or that I will be talking a lot about when I start doing the monthly / anytime readings. I'm going to be releasing those on this channel and on Moonbear Oracle. And then once Moonbear Oracle is monetized, it'll be just on Moonbear Oracle. I decided that one that doesn't want to see it just doesn't have to watch it. There are no comments, so it doesn't matter. So anyway, this is about focusing on not only the negative. So even when we're trying to remain positive, right? So just for example, say that a long-term relationship ended in a way that like you didn't want it to end, but it ended. So there's a chance you're going to get back together with this person. You guys have been talking, but all you can focus on is the fact that you're not together. So the energy you're putting out into the universe is you not being together with this person. Okay. If you are focusing on, solutions, ways to make you and this person reunite, that's different. But what you should be focusing on is the moment when you reunite, as though it's already happening, as though you already know that you're going to be back, living with this person or back, you can't focus on what has gone wrong. You can't focus on what you don't have. So focusing on being broke is going to keep you broke. And I know that's such a hard concept to understand, guys. It's not that I'm just learning it. It's that I'm just finally understanding it enough to really put it into practice. Lotus Girl, you're so welcome. Yeah, Tracy, I definitely responded to that email because you had asked me if I had any free time soon coming up where I'd be able to discuss some things with you. And I believe I had said this week or this coming Sunday. I'll have to go back and check, but you wouldn't be the first person to not get an email that I sent out recently. So Eris, anyway, I think what this card is, what I'm seeing that this card is trying to, the message it's bringing to you specifically for this week is to make sure that you're not focusing on the wrong things. It's like you have the right idea, you know what you want, or you have clarity on whatever this situation or these situations are. It's like you know what you have to do, but you're focusing on the wrong part of it. Again, you're focusing on being broke instead of, what you're doing to bring money in. You're focusing on how the relationship ended or the fact that you don't have a relationship instead of focusing on, having one or how you're going to get to that reconciliation. So, Jules. And I do think this is for this week. They're always for this week and going forward. But I'm getting more of an immediate vibe on this. So really watch this week where your thoughts are. Be very aware of your thought processes, how you're thinking of things. Even if you have to get to the point where you're writing it down and being like, okay, this I should switch this thought from this to this, because you can think about the exact same thing, but if you're focusing on the wrong part of it, again, spirit doesn't really speak. Like, we can speak to spirit and it will respond to us. But when it comes to what we want out of life, spirit is looking at nothing other than our frequency, our vibration. And wherever that lies is what we're going to get bounced back at us.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Salvador.
Smoochy, I'm thinking about getting the bangs back. I'm sorry, what did you say, honey?
Nothing. Not a thing. I was repeating Jules.
Oh. Well, she always says I'm balls accurate or something like that. So when she says that, I just assume that's what she means. That's our Jules. I was thinking about going back to bangs. When Steven went with me to get the haircut, I told the lady cutting my hair I wanted my side sweep back, because with the side sweep, I can do pigtails, side sweep, straight bangs, no bangs, right? Like 4 different hairstyles. After I said the words side sweep 4 times and she didn't give me one, I just gave up. I was just like, okay, I guess that's not happening for you.
Yeah, I was going to get mad, but I figured, well, Gemma didn't get mad.
I figured
I'd be a good boy and keep my mouth shut.
You know what? I figured I'd said it so many times. Maybe it wasn't a haircut she was comfortable doing, although I don't know how, because I've literally done it for myself. And I didn't want to push her to the point where she messed it up. Yeah. No, where she messed it up.
Yeah.
So I just let it go, but I am going to have to go get that fixed. Okay. Salvador. In the Shaman's Dream Oracle, it's card number 8. Great number. Crown Games. Right use of power. Leadership, responsibility, accountability. There is a game of power played by all people, whether they're conscious of it or not. It concerns who has it and who doesn't, how to get more of it and not to lose that which you have, how to wield it wisely and not to get drunk with it and cause harm. These are the matters you need to ponder now that you find yourself in the crown game too. You want to be on top, the best, the most effective, the most beloved. You may discover that your deep desire to help others is disguising the underpinnings of this complex game. Power and all it entails can be both dangerous and productive, destructive and redemptive. Which will it be for you? Can you forgive without condoning and keep your dignity when challenged? Will you be accountable, amenable to change, or making amends? Can you let go of your need to rescue others? Lead with humility while letting others discover their way home. Now you're learning that empowerment comes with a price and a sacrifice for sovereignty. This is a time to pick your battles, use strategy, and temper your reactions. You have the power to make a beautiful difference on behalf of others. Can you see power as a currency that you must spend judiciously? Judiciously. True power is stewarded wisely, for it is given from the divine, not from the ego. In all of your relations, the greatest beauty is when power is shared. If you are in a higher position, it's even more important to be kind and respectful. Ask for guidance. It will come when you choose compassion over your own goals and desires. When you stop caring about who wears the crown, true success and influences appear for you. So this is another thing. When I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? You don't even care anymore. And like really meant it. Like, I'm just going to go with this and see where it takes me. That's when I started getting certain things that I wanted, that I felt like I was working for forever, as far as like my state of mind and like the way I thought about things. When I finally really did just kind of let go and let God or give it to the universe and be like, you know what, I'm fine regardless, things really started shifting and changing in my life in a very significant way, in a great way, actually. And it's really helped me in general with the way that I think. I'm not so much seeing a power struggle here, Salvador, as I'm seeing maybe people around you questioning the way that you're doing things, maybe like the way you're raising your kids, the way that you're leading at work, the way that you're, whatever. Why do you want that? I see a lot of questions going around, and you're not, for some reason, standing firm enough in your responses. Like, it's like these questions are making you second guess yourself. And really what this is these other people or this other person can see that it's making you insecure, and that's why they're doing it, to kind of take away your personal power. I'm getting personal power struggle here. Okay. Hey, 405er, personal power struggle. So what does that mean for this week for you? Salvador, I would say for this week to really guard your secrets well. Don't call attention to your weaknesses at all. I never want to advise anyone to avoid asking for help when they need it, but only ask for help, only kind of bury yourself to people that you really are 100% sure that you can trust, because there's someone looking for like a power grab. I don't know if it's something that you have at work, if it's something that you have at home, if it's for literally your money, but there is someone looking at something that you have and saying, I'm going to take that from him. And I don't think that you're aware of it. I feel like once you do become aware of it, how you behave and react is going to make all the difference. So if you start getting really like excitable or really nervous or really insecure, it's going to bring your vibration down, and they're going to succeed. But if you stay focused and don't even worry about it, just kind of protect yourself a little bit better from the people around you. You don't strike me as like a very closed off person, but I would say for this week, try to be a little more closed off than usual. Keep your own counsel, if you will. Is Miss Shauna with us listening?
Hope she is. I hope she's feeling a little better.
Okay.
Had her in the thoughts a lot lately, so.
For sure, yes. I am using the Lantern Oracle. Oh, nice. Yuritsa, you guys can email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com.
I'll put it in.
Yes, they are, Nutsap. Yes, they are. They are my favorite married couple. I feel like usually I'm friends more with one or the other in the relationship. We all have like one friend, and then we're friends with that person's spouse. But I feel like with Blue Cross Road and Shauna, like I'm equal friends with both of them, which is actually really cool. Shauna, inner integration. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect that life tends to have on us. Throughout our lives, we go through many phases and versions of ourselves. We explore different roles, terrains, experiences, and company. At each stage of human development, we are mostly physiologically and psychologically attuned to the archetypal consciousness of either maiden, mother, guardian, or crone. Broadly speaking, each archetypal energy is a life stage or cognitive window that shapes and contains the ways we are capable of perceiving, processing, and engaging with life throughout this phase. Each facet or version of ourselves is, in and of itself, incomplete, wild, raw, and uncut, so to speak, especially upon entering into a new life phase. We learn to find our way and adjust as we go. This takes time, experience, and increasing maturity tame us as we slowly master the maiden, mother, guardian, and crone energy. Eventually, our rough edges get worn down to a smooth surface, and we become increasingly adept at recognizing the red flags and which battles are necessary to fight. Drawing this card is the crone's blessing. It represents that you are ready to advance further in your self-integration. This may be a time for gaining much peace and appreciation from reviewing each stage of your life up until this point. During this period of self-reflection, journal the significant events, people, preoccupations, and epiphanies that stand out to you. Notice how they have influenced different versions of yourself. Highlight all of the traits that you love about each version and whether they seem to have faded. For example, the energy and wonder of your youth, the bold conviction of your teens, the openness, love, and idealism of young adulthood, or the self-knowledge, confidence, and insight of the guardian. The featured crone offers to hold you in her serene consciousness while you imagine your spirit self as the light and your lifespan as a kaleidoscope. It does not matter which way you turn the knob, which colors arise, or how the patterns emerge and dissipate. It is always the spirit self that shines its brilliant light through. If the kaleidoscope of your life has ever been tampered with in ways that seem to block your light, look again. Your light has always illumined and glistened through what clouded in. Should your light ever be tampered with in future, always remember that your spirit self continues. It cannot be extinguished. Every color, experience, and facet of you is always present and available to be expressed, translated, and integrated through the kaleidoscope of your life and your body. Crone's message: integrate what you love and what continues to resonate from previous versions of yourself. Live the harmony of your wild through your tame. So, okay, this is actually a really great message. And what it's basically saying is not just look back on parts of your life where you really admired yourself or where you really stood your ground or stood for your convictions or whatever, but to remember. It's more about remembering that that was still you. There's nothing saying that you can't still be that way. You know, if you're feeling, I know you're not doing well physically, and that's why we're all praying for you. But that doesn't mean a weakness of body doesn't mean a weakness of spirit. And I feel like the message for you this week, Shauna, is to do everything you can, even if it does take something like literal journaling, to remember about those aspects of your spirit that you may have forgotten about, like the strength, the agility, the perseverance of your spiritual self, or even of your mind, when it seems like your physical body is not cooperating. I hope that makes sense, because there are all of these really super strong aspects of you that, when put together, can help you physically, to help you remember that you are not your body. You are not everything that's going right or wrong with it. You're so much more than that. Do you see it in the back? It looks kind of like broken clock pieces, like all of the little sprockets and cogs and all that stuff. That's what it is. It's like all of these, the maiden, the mother, the guardian, I'm doing this backward, and the crone, plus all of these other things, our minds, our spirits, making up this one beautiful, perfectly made and unique being that is Shauna. And I feel like you could draw strength from there, as well as your spirit team is like, I see them like, tell her, please, like, we're right here, so maybe utilizing them a little bit more, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, your guardians, who or whatever you believe in, call those energies in. And I'm not saying that's going to physically make you feel better, but I am saying, it could, but I am saying it's definitely going to make you feel stronger as a woman, as an individual, and as a person. Blue Crossroads.
So how's everybody? How's Gemma? How's the world?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said, how is everybody? I'm sorry, my voice is just not good right now.
No, it's just low. My speaker's low.
Oh.
I literally didn't hear you.
That's fine. I asked how everybody was doing, how you were doing, how the world was doing. Trying to make conversation. But I can go back to the basement. I mean,
Blue Crossroads, Princess Victorious. Card number 6. I actually love this card. It reminds me of me in high school. See how she says loser on her finger? You are being asked to be a big picture person for the moment. Sometimes immediate gratification has to give way for a grander scheme unfolding, which will ultimately lead you to far greater and more meaningful success. What seems to be a delay, obstacle, loss, or even failure now is a twist in the plot of your life necessary for your gracious destiny to unfold according to a higher plan. It can be hard to keep the faith when you've been defeated just one too many times. It is easy to make fear and doubt mean something they don't. It's usually something like being doomed to fail, and so we might well give up. However, fear and doubt are just symptoms of fatigue. They are signs that we are feeling battle weary when it comes to our lives. To overcome weariness and create happiness, you are being asked to temporarily surrender your need to win, just for now. Instead, you are guided to step back, regroup, replenish, be kind to yourself, and know this. Sometimes you have to be willing to lose the battle to win the war. That means being willing to go through things in the short term that might seem like failure without losing confidence, courage, and trust that everything is going to go your way in the long term. The Oracle of Princess Victorious encourages you to know that you are strong and determined enough to bounce back and overcome difficult circumstances. You will be given the power to succeed at the right time and in the best way for everyone concerned. For now, an apparent delay, failure, loss, or change of course is really a saving grace. In time, with a broader perspective, you'll look back and be grateful for not getting what you thought you wanted in the way you thought you wanted it, because what will come to you eventually will be superior in every way. So give in to how your journey is unfolding, even if it seems like you are losing when you'd rather be winning, but don't give up hope. Trust that the universe is strategic. It is helping you to succeed. It knows that the things that don't work out now can help you move toward the things that will work out for you in the long term. If you need a sign to know that things are going to work out for the best, even if it seems like they're falling apart along the way, then this is it. So, yeah, I feel like you are seeing certain things as, I don't necessarily think that you're seeing things going on in your life right now as failures, but maybe as unnecessary trials or unnecessary pain and heartache. I think you're looking at it more as like all unnecessary. Like, I get it, or I understand this. Like, why is all of this necessary? And the fact of the matter is, none of us are. You're not going to know why it's necessary until you know why it's necessary. And it's the universe testing you, Blue Crossroads, to see if you can maintain hope even when you don't have all the answers. Even if you can have faith in the universe, that the universe has got your back. And like I always say too, the universe does things for us, never to us, right? So not losing that frame of mind. And I feel like you could be close to a breaking point in one or more areas of your life. You don't seem to me like the kind of guy that does that often. So something significant is going on with you personally. But the universe is saying like, hey, here's your sign. Don't give up. Don't start thinking everything for the worst. Don't think that the universe has given up on you. Give it all you got with prayer, positive thinking, positive manifestation, affirmations, the law of attraction, the law of assumption, right? Try to do that extra this week to turn every negative into a positive as best as you can. As best as you can. Some things there's just the only positive you can see is that there will eventually be a positive. And if that's the only positive you can see in a situation, then keep telling yourself that too. The universe is going to reveal what this all means very soon. But it's not going to be this week. It's not going to be this month, because now the universe wants you to give it something. And that's your undying faith and hope in it.
Madison,
don't worry about a reading. So
okay, I can do that, or I can put it in comments. It's up to her. So, but that's fine. You must be real busy. Okay, Heather, Nikki.
Okay, Miss Heather. Heather, I'm going to use the Lantern Oracle for you as well. Nut slap, exactly. Okay, that's way too many cards. Can I have one, please? Thanks. Okay, so Heather, Nikki, you got the card of intention, card number 31. Lacking personal direction begets confusion in life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. Right away, I'm getting not standing firm in your boundaries. Betrayal, heartbreak, and bewilderment follow the choices we allow others to make for us that we make for ourselves without clarity, deliberation, and conscious intention toward what we most value. When we prioritize what is of greatest meaning and significance to us with conviction and integrity, we successfully cultivate an internal state of abundant positivity, worthiness, and standards that our external lives eventually mirror back to us. This card signifies time to clarify your priorities that uncover your core values. Any choices clashing with these priorities, whether conscious or not, are where you give away your power. They are instances where someone or something else is in control, unless we reframe it to work according to the beautiful visions you have for your life. The featured guardian supports you in getting out of the situation or dynamic and reclaiming your power and autonomy. To know and own your value, your values, your plans, and your non-negotiables is essential in life. It honors the pure source in both yourself and others to consistently act with transparency regarding your objective. Examine the main aspects of your life or what you wish were part of the main aspects of your life. Perhaps it is helpful to visualize your life. I got thrown off. To visualize your life as a pizza. And each slice is an aspect of your life. Name each aspect of your life, such as intimate relationships, career, spirituality, study, family, friends, health, home, passions, leisure, travel, etc. Write down your long-term vision for each aspect. If there is no long-term vision, simply make notes on what constitutes that slice of your life at present or would constitute it if it were present. Note whether you are functioning from a place of fear or love, passivity or confidence, confusion or purpose, lack or abundance of each. A helpful question for illuminating this is, what is my motivation and reason for doing or not doing blank in this way? Highlight the aspects coming from a place of love. Cross out what is misaligned with your intention. Put a square shape around what does not light you up. Draw a heart shape around what makes you feel afraid. Write about what is significant and worth further inquiry about your results. When you're ready, you're encouraged to pay attention to the heart shapes around your fears. That is where your focus, unpacking an appropriate course of action hold the key to transforming your life. An additional exercise for further clarification is to consider the following concept. We create the external life that we are internally living. Then journal the implications this has for you currently and could have for you if things were to significantly change from within. Guardian's message: to live with intention is to live deliberately. Being the master of yourself yields great power, purpose, and responsibility. Self-sovereignty is your divine right and not to be given away or compromised. Now, giving away your autonomy. Sometimes that's not even done purposefully. Okay. And it's not like, when you were little and your parent asks you what you wanted for dinner and you're like, oh, you decide, that's completely different than, someone saying, what do you want to do for work for the rest of your life? And you saying, oh, you decide. It sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? Letting someone else decide what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. But on a smaller scale, we do that all of the time. And I feel like you've given your autonomy, your free will, your choice away to someone who is definitely not having your best interest at heart. I see this person having their own selfish interests at heart. They're not looking at you as an autonomous person. They're not looking at you as an individual. They're looking at you as a tool for them to use to get where they want to be. It's like you have no humanity to them. This is such a sad thing that I'm seeing, and it's shocking, really, because I didn't expect this coming off of this card. But if you know who this is, and I'm sure that you do, because this is a person who, I'm not going to say you can easily get out of your life, but you can get this person out of your life. It's just going to be tough. It's going to be, I feel like there's like this, some kind of like abuse connection here, where like you become used to being treated this way. So this is just the way that it is for you. And the universe is once again telling you like, nope, it doesn't have to be that way. But you have to change your thinking from the inside out. And you have to change your thinking of how you think about what you feel about and what you want for yourself. And then stand your ground, whether other people or this other person likes it or not. And I feel like you keep getting a lot of cards like this. Quite a few of you in here have been getting cards like this, a few of the ladies over and over again, like week after week. And I feel like that's because something big is coming for the collective of not just women, but human beings that are in these types of situations as the light workers, whatever that means for you, kind of rise up our consciousness over these sleepers, as I like to call them. It's like, now we're going to show them who's boss. But the thing with that is we're still going to show them love, and we're still going to give them hope, and we're still going to offer them peace. You can't do any of those things for anyone, which means you're not fulfilling your sacred mission. You're not fulfilling your soul contract, your life's journey, what you decided you wanted to come here to learn, because you've given everything away to someone else. And the universe wants you to start taking it all back, because if you don't, the universe is going to start giving it back to you. And it's going to be extremely painful, even more so if that's the way this has to happen. Step into your power, stand in your power, stand strong and firm. This is what I will accept. This is what I won't. And stick to it no matter what the price or cost. Because there's a tower moment, so to speak, coming in for you specifically. Hey, Lara, what's up, girl? Coming in for you specifically, meaning the universe is going to come in and tear stuff up in your life, personally, professionally, like doesn't matter, spiritually, if you do not fix the situation, because it's gotten to that point where like the universe is focusing now and it's like, okay, she's not going to fix this. This can't go on any longer. We've got to step in. And when they do, I always say it's like this long, dark night of the soul where there's confusion and heartbreak and pain and all of these very horrible feelings that once we get through, we understand why it had to happen and all those lessons come in, and then we move on with our lives. But while it's happening, it's a really dangerous place to be, especially coming from someone who was abused in any way, long term. Congratulations, Lara. That sounds awesome.
Mike Roberts. And then after Mike is Shelly and Smoochie. I got to step away for a second.
All right. Mike, Shelly, and Smoochie. Mike, I'm going to use Urban Crow. You're very welcome, honey. Mike, card number 45, the card of self-interest. I regularly have 4 neighborhood crow visitors. There is one crow that seems a bit more selfish when it comes to the food I put out, while the other crows take their turns grabbing a nugget or 2 of the dog food I leave out on a plate. There is one that will shove as much in its mouth as possible, not caring if there isn't a single crumb left for others. Self-interest indicates that you may be looking out for only yourself, and as a result, others will be impacted. On the flip side, be aware of the actions taken by those around you, as someone may try to come in and take more than their fair share. Being selfish isn't always bad. Sometimes we need to focus on our own wants and needs. Depending on your situation, self-interest may indicate that you are in need of some pampering or that it's time for you to put your needs above others. For example, your dream job may require a move or a shift in lifestyle. You may need to weigh the impact taking this job will have on those around you. In the short term, you may be perceived as selfish, but in the long term, your decision may benefit all involved. So, Mike, I don't feel like so much that this is about decisions that are being made right now by you, but I do think your thought processes about certain decisions are in the selfish zone. And I don't even think you're aware of that, because I feel like you're just thinking for yourself like you always do, but you're not understanding the consequences of even just having these types of thoughts, right? For example, a recovering addict thinking about relapsing and then going and doing it, not even giving a thought to how the family that just maybe got this addict back, or who, like, not thinking how that's going to affect their loved ones, right? I feel like there's a little of this going on because you are in pain and you are hurting with the loss of your father. I feel like this is the universe just being sure that you stay focused on the most positive course of action, not just for yourself, but for everyone involved. So definitely, at least for this week, you should be thinking about everyone who cares about you, everyone that loves you, everyone around you, surrounding you, and also what they're going through. Now, I know it's hard enough when we lose a loved one, especially a parent, to think about really anything beyond our own pain that we're feeling in that moment. But that's what the universe is asking you to do this week. Just make sure all of your thoughts are considering everyone involved, okay? Even in an indirect way. So again, while, this is just an example, while using seems to only affect you, we know that that's not actually the case, right? And it could be anything. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I feel like that's the message of this card for you this week. So who was next? I know Smoochie, but I think there was someone before Smoochie.
Shelly Montgomery.
Shelly and then Smoochie?
Yeah. Thank you about that. Sorry about that. I just needed help pop real quick.
Shelly. I'm going to use Earth and Bone.
He's still a little slow on his feet.
Shelly and Smoochie. Smoochie and Shelly.
Smoochie's going to go fly.
I know. I've only been on a plane once in my whole life.
They didn't like me on a plane at all.
Well, you have those body issues.
Yeah. I made this one lady so upset. But I kind of felt bad for it. Yeah, I bet you like caking off.
All right. Shelly, you got Burrow, card number 25 in the Earth and Bone Oracle, the card of exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, and realignments. Your soul has had a growth spurt. Your soul has had a growth spurt. Tremendous change and transformation is upon you and within your inner knowing, regardless if you are conscious or subconscious of the change. You may be tired because your soul is trying to match your energetic vibration of a new reality for yourself. It is trying to align you with who you are on a deeper, more soulful level. In being out of alignment, there is a need to match your inner self to your physical self, which is like playing catch up, and it's leaving you exhausted. Do not fret. There are things you can do to strengthen your connection with yourself and receive from the universe. Practice meditation so that you may commune and meet with your true self in order to see what it is that you truly desire. Open yourself up and practice vulnerability. Do not push shame aside. Embrace the feelings that may be uncomfortable and do whatever it is that your soul begs you to pursue. In regards to people who may criticize while you embrace your authenticity and vulnerability, remember their feedback is invalid if they're not the one stepping up to the plate or facing off in the arena. Faith and vulnerability brings you closer to your higher self and who you are destined to be, Shelly. Embrace past feelings and memories that make you uncomfortable and learn to heal them. Think of what makes you feel suppressed and acknowledge it, but never let it control your path or direction. Listen to your heart and create stillness to hear it. Spend time in nature and connect with its flow of energetic healing. Affirmation: I do not give consent to the consumption of my energy. I call back all of my energy that serves my greatest good. So, Shelly, I feel as though you've been kind of burrowed in your own world for far too long. I feel like in trying to connect with others, in trying to have others who are on the same level or same page as you, those who relate to and with you so badly and so desperately, that you've let a lot of the wrong people in. And I don't mean, and one, that's not a judgment, because this is not coming from me. It's coming from the universe, and the universe doesn't judge. And I don't mean the wrong people. These people were necessary to a point. Okay. These people were necessary for you to be put on this path that you're on right now. But now is the time for, it's like enough is enough time, right? It's time to pull back your energy from them. I was just talking to Heather about taking back her power, standing in her power, really sticking to those boundaries, understanding the role that these people that you've met that maybe haven't been the best for you, and the places that you've been or whatever, understanding that they haven't, the role that they've played, right? The reason that they were there, and then moving on from them. Okay. Being thankful for them, being grateful for the experiences and the lessons. But now it's time, I think, to pull back, break away from the herd, and kind of do your own thing, and just trust in the universe to bring you people who are like you, who are similar, who understand. And allow yourself not to be in such a mad rush to connect with people. I feel like you're looking for connection sometimes so much that you open up and spill it all out to maybe the wrong people. And that's what could end up getting you into these sticky situations that you find yourself in. I do feel like a new opportunity for growth, change, expansion of life, physically, and of your mind, body, soul, spirit, and just your being, your energy are coming in this week, in the next couple of weeks, toward the end of the year. But if you haven't taken your energy back from these lower vibrational, more negative people, situations, experiences, you're not even going to see these beautiful new opportunities for abundance and for moving forward and connecting that are right in front of you. So it's time to kind of make a checklist of like, this person needs to go. This is why. This is the lesson they taught me. Thank you. And, this is why I needed this to happen. And I learned this from it. Grateful for it. Thankful for it. Thank you. Thank you. Next.
Oh. Still bugging you?
It's like, it just...
Throbbing.
It was fine for a few minutes, and now it's back again.
You see what, Jules?
I'm looking for that right now. I don't understand what's happening.
She wanted to talk about the Fae and the card, I guess, the other night. Let me see if I can find it, because I know exactly where it was at.
What's up, Chris Jarvis?
Right here.
To Isbisi. I don't understand what that is.
And then she said this. I was trying to get
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull myself out for 1 second so I can put some Orajel on my tooth, and I will be right back. Yeah,
No
for sure,
problem.
Jules. We can do that.
Okay. She'll get right with you. Let her take care of her toothy tooth. And I'm just trying to get things straightened back up. There we go. And how's everybody doing? Smoochie, you be safe on your trip, okay? Have fun. Give that baby a big hug when it comes out. If they let you.
When he comes out.
When he comes, I didn't give it a gender.
All right, Miss Smoochie, let's do this.
You want a reading from me, Mike? I'll give you a reading. I have comic books here. I can read you a comic book. That way you can go to sleep comfortably tonight.
Clove oil? I actually have some of that.
That will work. It does help.
Why didn't you mention it sooner then?
I
got a toothache for 3 months. Never once said anything about clove oil.
Like, I didn't think about it until she said something.
I'm only kidding with you. I'm only messing.
I know you are. I mean, I can go. So I don't like clove.
I hate cloves, but
it does help.
I'm gonna
Mom
have to
used
try
to make
that.
us use chew clove gum, and it was always nasty. So all she carried in her purse was clove chewing gum.
All right, Miss Smoochie. Card number 10, follow your own good advice. And it did come up in the shadow. But in these cards, the way it's set up, I'll just read the whole thing, and then I'll give you the shadow or reversed meaning as well, and then I'll pull it out of your guides what's going on. There are times when we become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if there would be nothing better at all than to collapse, cry, and to turn in on ourselves, particularly if we had made an error of judgment. This is understandable, and we must be permitted to express who we are and how we feel. However, once Alice has cried about a seemingly unsolvable situation, about forgetting something very important, she tells herself that continuing to cry will have no use. This stern command to her emotions brings her back to a place where she can contemplate what is best done next. Anytime you make an error, it can be helpful to grieve a little for the difficulty you have created. But once you've done this, continuing with the sadness serves no real purpose. It's best to follow Alice's example. I just want to say, patting myself on the back, because I'm not very good emotionally. I am really good at doing this. I am really good with this somehow. Cry, then stop and follow your own good advice and your own good sense. Take that off there because I can't see. Receiving this card means you know what you need to do. You need to clear ground and center yourself so you can contemplate what it is that you need to do next. This card also says that you do know what is best for you and often give yourself excellent advice, but that you don't often follow it. You are being gently advised to settle yourself emotionally, to think through a problem, to stop admonishing yourself, and to follow your good advice to yourself. Perhaps treating yourself like a close friend or a dear child will help you to move forward calmly without criticizing yourself too harshly for the situation you currently find yourself in. You can change this if you follow your own very good sense. Harsh self-judgment for a mistake or an error made, unmet personal expectation causing inconsolable sadness, a reminder to detach, find clarity, and follow your personal internal guidance system, which has some very practical solutions. Guys, because I'm using Orajel, like half of my mouth is numb, so forgive me with the speech. Yeah. So in the shadow, it says a refusal to listen to yourself, Smoochie, making the same mistake over and over again, feeling that if you become emotional, others will step in to try to rescue you, thinking that all is doom and gloom, becoming bogged down emotionally, and unable to think clearly. Well, I do feel like there's a lot of that going on. I don't feel like you're playing any kind of damsel in distress here. I feel like you're genuinely disappointed with how things turned out in a certain situation. But you know what I'm also seeing though? I'm not seeing that you actually had a lapse in judgment or made a bad decision, really. I mean, you may well have had, but more what I'm seeing is that it's like you're trying to find a way to make it your fault. Like you can't accept that this had everything to do with something or someone else, or that maybe it was something that was meant to happen. You're just sitting there thinking this had to be my fault. You know, this had to, what could I have done differently to prevent this? I don't even know if this has to do with you specifically or someone you love. But good advice that this card gave that I always give is if this card were pulled and it was advice you were giving to your daughter or someone you love very much and care about, would you be being as harsh on that person? Right? In whatever the situation is, Smoochie, where you're overwhelmed, where you're possibly blaming yourself or trying to place blame on yourself where there is none, a good way to get clarity on that is to take a step back and think about everything that you would say to someone you love going through something like this. And once you get there and once you have it rehearsed, look into the mirror and say all of it to yourself. And then take it from there. Exactly. You're not harsh except to yourself. So take yourself out of the equation. Imagine that, like I said, your daughter, whoever you love most in the world, is going through or feeling through or whatever this is, dealing with this. What would you say to them? What would you do to help them? Then literally say it to yourself and do that thing to help yourself.
Hello, Ralph. New England.
Hi, Ralph. Oh, no, Jules, that's okay. I will definitely, now that you reminded me, bring all of that in to your reading that I'm doing for you tomorrow, but I can look in on it tonight. I'm okay. It's just because I'm talking, where the crack is, it's in between two teeth. So as I'm talking, the air is hitting it. And I think that's what's happening because it was fine. And then once I was really on a roll, I can feel air coming in and cold like hitting it. Oh, I almost gave you the finger. See that? Not you, him. I'm sorry. Who's next?
New England.
I'm sorry. The guy who lives behind us is blasting probably sad country music.
It was the last time I was over there.
It's all day long. And it's right behind where my office is here. Yeah, it does get me a strike. I almost did it too. I was doing it joking around, but all right. Ralph, I'm doing a lot better. Things are really looking up. They're not 100% perfect yet, but then again, they never really are. All right, New England. This is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Comes out every time I use this deck. I am Callie. Card number 13, From Death Comes Rebirth. Callie speaks. I am the dancer who moves through the fire, who wields my sword and severs the cords of energy that entangle you, and who is not afraid of the death that needs to happen. Every act of destruction is an act of creation, and this is no act of pointless destruction and brutality. I am clearing all that is leeching off your energy, draining your strength, and abrading those relationships that cannot do anything but keep you stuck. Whether you realize it or not, you called on me, and I have come to clear the path, to destroy that which you have longed to let go of. Something's time has come, and it will be born again, as nothing ever truly dies, it only changes. And that time has come. I am pure fire energy and the great mother as I dance. The death you face brings you to new life. Working with Callie is extremely powerful, but it is work we all do and we all must do. If you have drawn this card, you are working with the energy of the fire or of the dancing mother goddess, who will teach you how to go through the change you have been resisting and feeling way too much, and who will purify and change everything. You must not stay still with this energy. Movement is essential for working with her, and her fierce nature is in fact a test of your own strength. Can you do what needs to be done? and still dance? Can you rejoice in the purification of stale energy? Can you walk forward without hesitating? Can you say yes to what will come for you or on the other side of Callie's fire? And will you wear your lessons proudly as she does her necklace and know that this death is an incarnation within an incarnation, a new life within this lifetime born of fire? So I always cut out the character introductions, right? Because it makes the reading much more long. But Callie's necklace are the heads that she takes, right? From when she's, warrioring in battle. I'm excited about this card and cards like it, one of which I pulled earlier and I don't remember what it is, because it's something that I've recently learned. Again, being able to say, this is absolutely horrific, but I refuse to wallow in worry. You deal with it. You want it, go ahead. Whether that's to God, the universe, the extraterrestrials, who and whatever you believe in, okay? You have to relinquish control over every single bit and aspect of your life. Whatever this situation is, Vixen Doe, what's up, girl? Whatever this situation is, whoever it involves, you now you don't even have an iota of control over this. Once Callie steps in, your spirit team's in there. You are going to possibly even be a bit traumatized over whatever this is, whatever's happening. But at the end of the day, as long as you accept things as they are, and that as long as you accept things in general, you're going to come out the other side of it in such a better place, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, just all together. Your entire life, your entire outlook will change. You'll be much calmer, much more relaxed, and much more well-equipped and better adept at dealing with these types of things in the future, with any trauma or heartache that comes along, any tribulation or trial. It's like, okay, well, here's another one, and it should get to the point where you become excited about it. Like, okay, this really sucks. I cannot wait to see what comes this one, because it's going to be something amazing. Because why? The universe does things for us, never to us. So there is major, almost catastrophic change coming your way if it's not already happening. And it is going to seem like a major catastrophe. But the more positive you stay throughout, and the least amount that you worry, it's all going to end up for the better anyway, but the quicker you will get through it to the other side and be able to see that. Who are we missing? Vixen's in here. So Andrew, Gnome's Trucking, and Edna, Batmom. Dang. Alrighty.
Tracy Tritton.
She didn't want a reading.
That was Madison.
No, that was also Tracy said in the beginning.
Oh, she did? I didn't see that.
Said was, hey, how are you guys? No need for a reading tonight.
Okay, I didn't see that part. Sorry.
No
Nut slap.
Nut slap. Nut slap, I'm going to use the Divine Circus on you as well. Callie is like napalm. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Vixen Doe, how's the new place going? How's it coming along? No, Yuritsa? Yeah. Was Yuritsa here before Nuts Up or no?
No, she doesn't come in. She's 4 down. So she's about 4 away.
All right. So this card really wanted to get out there. So Nutslap, you got card number 42, Rare, Raw, and Real. It's time to peel back the layers and unearth the real you. Naked, vulnerable, real, and beautiful. With every layer of hiding and protection removed, you'll encounter whatever it was that caused that layer of self-protection to be built up in the first place. Maybe a sense of shame, fear, hate, anger, or doubt. These feelings might seem so confronting that you'll wonder if they are a sign to back off. If you can affirm your love for yourself and a willingness to be patient whilst you become ready to be known and seen and loved for who you are underneath those layers of pain, then you'll find it easier to let them fall away. As this happens, there will be a revelation of a raw, rare, and real you that you didn't even know was there. So pure, so powerful, and so precious. The inner light of you will shine through like a lantern suddenly illuminated with the radiance of you lighting up the dark. Revealing the true you isn't about exhibitionism or putting yourself on display. Someone could walk naked on a beach, completely comfortable with their physical appearance, and yet not be in touch with the true beauty of their soul, their radiance dulled, and their authenticity a mystery even to them. The Oracle of Rare, Raw, and Real comes to you if you are one of those special ones capable of dropping the defensive posture of perfection, of holding genuine compassion and goodwill toward yourself and others with a willingness to be shown who you are, rather than reacting with fear of being judged. You choose to treat this revealed self as a precious divine creature to be loved and nurtured into full aliveness. In being brave enough to do this, you help empower others to be their true selves as well, to be less afraid of what makes them different, to embrace their uniqueness, and feel the divine dignity that is rightfully ours when we choose to simply be who we are. So something's happening in your life for sure. It could be a person, or it could just be a revelation that you've come to where you're finally ready to maybe drop the BS, like the BS that you've been living under, this guise kind of BS. And I'm not saying BS in like you're a liar or a bad person or anything negative like that. I'm just saying like this kind of facade of who you are and being able to be the real you without being self-conscious. I think a lot of us, especially Pisces suns, have a hard time with this, being authentically ourselves. Like I've had times where I was watching a series, like 8 seasons of something on TV, and I picked up the personality of the main character. Come on, how many of you other people, especially Pisces, have done that? Don't lie. It happens. It's just who we are, always looking for who we are now, because we're always looking to fit in, because 99.9% of the time we are not from here. So we're looking to see where we fit in. Oh, there's a boob. With whom we fit in while we are here. And I feel like what this card is saying is, whether it's a person that you are connecting with, or whether it's a situation like a new job or whatever, the only way it could possibly turn out for the better, the way that you're wanting it to and or expecting it to, is if you can accept yourself for who you are and kind of undergo this mini spiritual awakening, if you will. Although it's taking place more of a physical, this physical awakening, meaning having no shame and being nothing but proud of who you are. Even if you're not proud of some of the things you've done, they've still brought you to this person or this situation without a doubt. So accepting that those are things that happened and being better in the future. So, oh my God, this tooth. It was fine all day until 15 minutes before I started this stream.
Happens.
Matter of fact, it's been fine all week.
Well, Donna, I probably sleep, so go ahead and do it. Richard Elmore.
Richard, I'm going to use Aether Creatures. Guys, please don't forget super chat, super stickers, PayPal, Cash App, super thanks. And those of you who do donate PayPal, Cash App, because I don't see it come in while I'm on here, I sometimes forget to thank you guys, but I am always grateful. I hate when the decks are so big. I think it's really hard to shuffle 75 cards because I'm so used to the smaller Oracle decks. Like tarot shufflers can shuffle them no problem. Me, I'm like,
Get your deck shuffler.
That would be awesome. Oh, top card. Amertam. Card number 46. Today is my dad's birthday. I forgot. Happy birthday, Daddy. He is 60. and a Sagittarius sun. He's kind of why I'm like suspicious of Sagittarius suns. The men, at least. All right. If Amertam appears to you in the right setup, it is a message to drink the nectar of life. You have to take the joys of life in order to make your life worth living. Perhaps in this situation or in your life in general, you need to lighten up or take more pleasure in something or seek out things to enjoy. The happiest people on earth find their work to be play. This being said, the Amertam often comes to those who are in need of play specifically. To play is to engage in an activity for the sole purpose of the pleasure of the activity itself. The Amertam does not appear in order to tell you what to do, because every being finds different things to be pleasurable. One person might experience play through swimming, another via a board game. Dude, I took 5 Advil.
Never works for me.
What matters is that both are experiencing joy while doing what they're doing. Richard, if you struggle with joy, stop looking for intense happiness and start looking for relief. Follow that relief, and one day you will find the sunny lightness of joy. The Amertam is a reminder of what so many non-physical beings know, that there are so many wonderful things you can only experience in the physical. People tend to think that everything, quote unquote, out there and non-physical is better. If this was the case, no non-physical being would want to incarnate into the physical. The intensity of the pleasure available in the physical is enough to bring any being to their knees. So while you are in the physical, revel in the pleasures that the physical has to offer. The touch of your lover's skin, the specialness of the temporary, and the taste of that mango. Be open to and revel in the joy of being here. Life could be feeling a little stale for you, Richard, a little stagnant, like stuck, like not that there's no joy, but it's like as an adult, we don't experience joy the way that we used to. We experience it in different ways. It's not like the joy of being 4 years old and waking up on Christmas, seeing how many presents Santa brought you, right? Joy to me now is watching my son do that. Or joy to me now is when my oldest son needs the brake fix in his car and I can give him the money to do it. You know, that's my joy. What do I do for pleasure, for fun? I love to swim. I love to sing. I love to read Oracle, you know. This really is my fun, my pleasure. I do it throughout the week. So finding those things that make us happiest, right? Even if it's forcing ourselves to play with a 4-year-old, seeing the world from a new set of eyes. And I do think, Richard, that this card is talking about a fresh perspective. It is literally talking about getting out there and enjoying the physical, right? Okay, so the physicalness, they're showing me like, I guess the spirit world doesn't understand the human version of like what promiscuity is, because that's kind of like what I just saw. But like anything physical that you enjoy doing with the right person or people, okay? Just laughing for, 15 minutes. I don't know who laughs for 15 straight minutes, but 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay, can elevate your spirit and your energy significantly enough to change the course of the rest of your day. And I feel like that's what this card is about. Giving yourself 10 to 15 minutes per day of something that makes you laugh, makes you smile. Put a comedy on in the background while you're getting ready for work. Things like that. You need to laugh more. And in laughing more, you will raise your vibration and be able to move through life a lot easier with a lot more joy and pleasure. Guys, I'm sorry. One more. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
It's driving her nuts. I don't blame her. Okay, Josephine, are you still here? You need to let me know if you're still here, because she can't give you a reading unless you are here. And then Yetza, you're after her. If she doesn't show, you'll be next, okay? Then Jules.
That's Yaritza. He means Yaritza when he says Yartza.
Last time, my mouth is so screwed right now.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just,
yeah, you are.
Sometimes you almost get it. That time you were way off. You're like Yardza.
Just the way I am today.
No big deal.
But life goes on.
I'm sorry,
don't know.
Was it?
Josephine comes in and asks for a reading, then she just disappears. I don't think she understands. I think she thinks when she comes, oh, there she is.
Oh, there she
Yay!
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was just going to say she's here. She just listens.
Yeah, I know she does.
All right. Josephine, I'm going to use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle for you.
Rock and roll.
Then watch your cats. Richard. Whatever it is that gives you one of those big, hearty belly laughs. I just got so mad at this toothache that I took the Orajel and just went, and now this whole side of my mouth is numb. Okay, Yuritsa, let us know when you're back, and then we'll put you right in, okay? Thank you for letting us know. Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted.
That slap. Like that one from Bob's Burgers, slap, that song she sings in Bob's Burger. I'm not going to sing it because I'll get in trouble. You're welcome.
Josephine, allow yourself to be cherished. The Earth Mother is protecting you with a shield of love and light. Earth Mother is the female counterpart to Sky Father. It's auspicious to receive this card because in the eyes and heart of Earth Mother, you are her child, and she is highly protective of her baby and will give you everything you need to grow and to expand. Earth Mother is not only covered by leaves in this card, showing the vulnerability of the earth. Oh, I'm sorry. Earth Mother is only covered by leaves in this card, showing the vulnerability of the earth. Every day she experiences challenges that she has to adapt to and overcome. Her energy, represented by the symbol of the pagan triple goddess, Maiden Mother and Crone, behind her can help you adapt as the life changes come your way. You may have felt overwhelmed or out of control emotionally recently, but you are now moving back to your natural center, and that will bring you to a place of clarity and openness. If you have felt ungrounded, know that the Earth Mother is here to root you and help you regain your sense of strength. You may not feel like a child, but in the eyes of the divine, you are a child of light, and it's important you know that you know and feel you are loved. If you have had challenges with your mother or with being a mother yourself, know that the energies of mother healing are with you to help clear any ancestral blockages that are preventing you from making this sacred love connection. You are being guided to make choices that are based out of love. Lara, don't worry about it, okay? I'm not, you always donate. I'm not worried about you. Ugh. Thank you. So sweet. You know what happened? I numbed the entire side of my mouth. So just bear with me, guys. It's feeling better, but it also got in my throat. So it's taking me a little time. Thank you, Lara, so much. I get all this pay next Wednesday anyway, so it's coming soon, so that's good. Josephine, I do feel some sort of connection here with a mother figure. This doesn't have to be your biological mother. It could be grandmother, great-grandmother, ancestral someone. It could be your next-door neighbor lady who's old and elderly, and you help her out sometimes, or you guys struck up a friendship. There is some mothering energy around you, or that you really need right now, okay? Whoever this person is, reach out to them. They have some great advice to offer you. There is also a long line of great to the umpteenth degree grandmothers who are in and out as part of your spirit team right now, really offering you this high feminine empress type vibe for whatever it is that you're going through. I feel as though you're very vulnerable right now in a situation. I'm feeling like hurt, like I'm hurt. My heart is breaking. I'm like that. Like I don't know what to do. Why is this happening to me? How could this person treat me this way? What's going on? And like all of these racing thoughts. If you believe in religion or prayer of any kind, please start praying. Call in the feminine energies of your ancestors. Call in your female ancestors. I'd say feminine energies of the ancestors, because sometimes there are men who have great motherly advice to give and who are really in touch with their feminine side, especially when they're part of our spirit team over on the other side, right? Josephine, I feel literally, I don't feel it as intensely, but I get a taste of what you guys are going through when I pull a card for you. I'm shown it and I feel it, okay? This is really upsetting, and I understand that. The universe is saying that the only way for you to get out of this kind of very vulnerable, really, I don't want to trust anybody, everyone always hurts me type of thinking, to get out of this energy, this way of life, is to just do it, to just trust your intuition, trust the advice of these motherly figures, trust in spirit, trust in, your guides. You don't necessarily have to trust in people if you're trusting your intuition, because your intuition is not only coming from you, it's coming from your spirit team and the energies, entities, creatures, beings that protect you. Okay, so I know this is painful. I know it's rough. I know feeling vulnerable is horrible and awkward, but you have to get through it in order to get to the next phase of your life. Whoever this person is that made you feel this way, it was not an accident. They're not sorry. They're not ever going to be sorry. Move on and don't ever speak to them again if that's at all possible. Just telling you that right now, this person who did this is bad news, whatever the situation is. It's only a 1-card reading. It is what it is.
Yeah. Therese is next.
Remember, she had to walk her dogs. She said,
right. That's right. Jules is next. Then.
All right, Miss Jules. Miss Jules, all right, Blue Crossroads. I really hope she feels better. If you need anything, if there's anything humanly possible I can do, please hit me up. You have my phone number. Jules, I'm being called to, Shauna, we love you. We love you so much. Please get some rest and do your thing, girl. So, okay, listen to Mama Gaia. Yes, Jules, I'm being called to use the Vampire Oracle for you. Knowing the energy I put out, kind of sniffing around for what's happening with the Fae. So maybe this will bring us something. If not, you have a full 7 to 10 card coming tomorrow, and I will definitely bring that into question. So whether this has to do with them or not, this is the deck that Spirit pulled me to. So there's something here, because I was grabbing for the Night Fairies and it was not happening. Okay. Awkward giggle. Josephine, you're so welcome, honey. Card number 32. Hunter. Aggressor, tracker, provider. The vampires speak. There is a belief that in order to have what it is we feel we need or want or desire or are told we must have, we must track it, hunt it, and sometimes kill it. For the hunter does not simply follow and make a friend of the creature it wishes to have. It must kill it in order to be satisfied. There is a part of you that feels this falsehood, that in order to become something, there must be a death of which you will be the cause, that there is competition and need, and that you can only have what you long for if someone else can no longer have it. And we have come to you to say that even we, who are the unnatural world's greatest hunters, need not to kill. There is always a way to find what we need without taking it from someone else. There is within you now an urge to win in a competition where you feel there may only be one survivor. But there are other ways through to the goal you desire. You can find what it is you need help. You can find what it is you need deep within. And there is also truth in the word hunter. For you to live each day, something must die, be it for the food on your table or the produce that has become your walls and the home you live in. Energy has given up one form and become another. Everything transforms. Jules, but for that which you seek now, the hunt need go within. The chase must be of that part of your character which, when hunted down and integrated, will give you what you lack in order to create what you need. You need to become the hunter of the hidden parts of your own self, of the courage you feel you lack, of the opportunity you believe you have not been given. For you breathe, do you not? And as you breathe, you, a part of you, is the hunter and must take action to obtain what it is that you long for. No one else will do this for you. This task is yours alone, human. Blessing, it is natural and wise to allow the part of you that is active and strong and forceful to have expression. It is time to actively seek that which you want. See how far your strength can take you. Curse, there is always the potential that the hunter can become ruthless. You can maintain discipline by focusing on what it is you seek and refuse to be distracted by the pursuit of power for power's sake. Working with this card, it is time to establish how to obtain what it is you want. You must not ask another to go after it. And while the hunt will take place on the outside, it will also take place on the inside. You must find that part of you within that has the courage to chase what you would make yours and be honest about it. So let's just do the card first, and I'll bring in the Fae energy, okay? Because it is here and it is strong. So, Hunter. This brings me back a little bit, Jules, to the first card. I don't know if you were in here where we were talking about resilience. We were talking about, give me a second, I'm sorry. Ah, dang it, I forgot. Just resilience, being able to not only come back from the pains and the trials and tribulations that we experience on a daily basis, but also for that like mutation of energy, you know, something becoming something else, nothing ever actually dying. I feel like you have to find this kind of resilience within yourself in a current situation that's going on. I don't feel, bringing that energy in, that you're being hunted or tracked in any way, but I do feel like you're being shown something specifically about your ancestry or your history, but it's like you're blocked to it, you're blinded to it, and something has to change within you energetically, whether it be an acceptance of what's happening, a refusal to allow yourself to be overtaken. This is really confusing energy because on one end, it's telling me to keep yourself protected. And on the other end, it's saying that you're so protected that you're not seeing what's in front of you. So there could be something here that's not ready to be revealed at this moment. The main thing I would take out of this reading is, well, there are a couple things. The first thing is that you don't have to be fearful or ruthless. Find that common ground in between when dealing with anything you're dealing with, especially something supernatural or otherworldly, okay? Number two, and this is coming in very, very strongly, okay? Throw away preconceived notions because they are misconceptions. And that is a direct quote. Throw away preconceived notions as they are misconceptions. That means something is causing you to either fear this stuff happening, or something could even be causing you to think you already know what's going on. Obviously, you don't know fully because you're still seeking advice about it, but it's like you think you know something about this energy, but you actually don't. It's like if you really think about it, you'll think that you learned it. Like you'll realize you learned it in like a movie or a cartoon or something like that. We mean no harm. Important business. This is important business. Finger on the table. Okay. I'm going to have to give you a full-blown reading on this one. I feel like this card coming up is to tell you that maybe you were tracked to where you are now. They've been trying to find you for a really long time. But the specific message that I keep hearing that came from the card was that, like, you're not, like, it's not about being killed or being overtaken. It's about being energetically transmutated. Something needs to change inside of you in order for you to work with this energy, figure it out, and move forward with it. Okay. And that's all I'm able to say right now, because it's going to get really personal and I need a lot more cards. You were, in
Okay.
fact, you were hunted, I'm sorry, to where you are today, to where you can recognize them because they've been with you for an extremely long time. So something changed where you can finally open your eyes and you can finally see them. But I'm talking, I mean, like probably your whole life they've been with you and you just haven't been cognizant of it at all times. Like you, like most likely you are now, or at least most of the time that they're there. They are there all the time. And it's like it took so long for you to finally understand that that's what was going on, that it cannot take that long. You know, it cannot take that long for you to realize what they want, because it would be like detrimental to something with your ancestry, your lineage. This goes very deep. I'm trying. My tooth hurts so bad. You guys don't even know. Who's next?
I'm sorry. Pixie.
Pixie, I'm going to use the Seeker.
But believe it or not, you're almost done.
I'm just like, the pain is so bad. My eyes are tearing, not because I'm crying, but because that's how bad it hurts. It's like making my eyes tear up.
Oh, I've been.
We're almost done, Miss Shelley. Not so black and white, Miss Lara. I actually really love this deck. I don't know why I don't use it more. This Sunday, universe and Lord willing, we're going to have a lunchtime, possibly morning time, chill and chat coffee talk, if we can pull it off. Yeah, they're absolutely the worst, Smoochie. I don't get them often. It's just somebody sent me a whole big box that I wanted of retro 1980s candy. And as I was eating the everlasting gobstoppers, RJ walked in the room. So I was trying to eat it really quick, and I thought I had sucked on it enough to be able to bite it. As I bit, I said to myself, watch your fillings, Gemma. Afterwards, I was like, oh, it's fine. This has been going on for like 3 or 4 months now, where now it's just starting to hurt. And then it goes away for a month and a half, and then it's back. So maybe we'll do like a coffee and crime time or something and discuss a true crime case. I know a lot of people have been asking me about true crime cases. I'm not comfortable doing pre-recorded videos anymore in general, but especially true crime, because then I have to reach out to the families and I'm very awkward and uncomfortable. I've been attacked by several family members in the past, because I guess I pick up things that like are in public and I don't realize that it's something I channeled, and then I put it in the video, and then I have like detectives calling me like, where did you find that information from? And like, it's happened twice. I don't do that anymore. All right, Nightmare. Yuritsa, you're next, honey. Yes, with you guys as guests. That's who is this, Pixie? Dualistic dichotomies, good versus evil, right versus wrong, normal versus abnormal. We all like to believe that all aspects of our lives are so easily defined, so cut and dry. But it is not so black and white. Even the most simple of decisions may require deeper consideration than first anticipated. A seemingly simple situation may have a complex cause. Reality is more nuanced than dichotomous. Duality creates a divisive state, but between black and white exists an infinite spectrum of other colors. There is no division or separation. There is the whole rainbow. Every experience, every situation, every moment is more vibrant color than black and white. And in color resides both the complexity and the truth. For all that we see, there is more that we do not see and need to still discover. Understand that sometimes two who are both right. People can do wrong for all the right reasons and right for all the wrong ones. Medicine for one may be poison to someone else. A process that works for you might not work for anybody else, because we're all different. Not one of us sees the world in the way that you do. Put an end to black and white thinking. It is divisive. Instead, replace it with a more encompassing process that embraces multiple perspectives, compassion, and empathy. Lara, I don't feel like you don't know this. I feel like you already know this. 100% actually, I know you already know this. Now put it into action. Okay? There's something happening, there's something going on where it's like you're going to have to step in and kind of throw up the white flag. Even though you're not necessarily wrong, you're not necessarily right, neither is the other person, but whoever else you're dealing with, whatever this person and or situation is, they're not going to see this. They don't understand the world like you do. They don't see things the way you do. They're not spiritually aligned like you are. You are going to have to be the one to kind of bite the bullet. And I feel like it's a tough stand to take with whatever this is. But it is a test from the universe, you know, even knowing like spiritually within yourself that what you're saying is 100% true. Can you back down and and give to the other person this major lesson that they're going to learn through this? Because this is where their evolution into spiritual alignment is going to start with the decision you make. And that is a tall order, you know, to fill. But I feel like if anyone can do it, you can. So please, yes, keep a watchful eye. And it's very easy to be like, okay, you know, that's fine. Whatever you say, you're right. Don't do that. Just back away. Like, you know what? You're right. Maybe I'm wrong, you know, and then it'll start getting them thinking. And that's where you're bringing this person into spiritual alignment and into the light. It's going to be a beautiful blessing when it finally happens at the end of it all, but it's going to lead back to this moment. Are you able to kind of not stand your ground when you absolutely should? Can you give in for the sake of the collective?
Okay. Go ahead and do Yase.
By the way, guys, yeah, Vixen Doe, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to get my oils from the attic. I was able to send some Christmas presents this week. Some are being sent next week, and some won't arrive because I have a couple handfuls of people on my list to send like little things to. Some of you are getting boxes, some of you sprays, some of you I'm just sending some little trinkets from Amazon. So if you know, they are coming, but because of my financial situation, I had to do a couple here, a couple there, a couple there. So some of you guys are going to be getting them after Christmas, but they are coming. All right, Yuritsa.
Good night, Mike.
Night, Mike. Yuritsa, I am using the Aether Creatures. Come on. The Rain Guy. Card number 33. What's up, 405er? Multiples of 3. A sign that you're on the right track this week. So like seeing 33 on the clock, multiple 3s on a license plate in front of you, things like that. If the Rain Guy has appeared to you right side up, you require closeness. Yuritsa, the Rain Guy tends to appear when you are in need of a best friend, a partner in crime, or a cozy person to belong with. Seek comfort and companionship at this time with those beings, potentially both human and non-human, that cause you to exhale. Seek out the people and places that make you feel safe. You need gentleness. You need friendliness. You need warmth. You need welcome. You need intimacy. Intimacy is to be seen, heard, felt, and understood by someone or something. That intimacy is what makes you feel at one with someone instead of separate from them. Your being desperately needs a feel-good place and feel-good people in order to be able to exhale and relax. You need to be soothed. If the Rain Guy has appeared to you right side up, now might be the time to deal with your fear of closeness, comfort, companionship, softness, gentleness, warmth, belonging, and intimacy. Because those things are what you desperately need. You will not be able to feel better in your current life without them. Are you tired of the tension, harshness, cold, and or aloneness yet? This could be the break of a relationship or a situation that was not ready to end. It doesn't necessarily, oh God, it hurts. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, Yuritsa, but it could be. I feel like you should stop whatever this process is, whether it be the ending of a business partnership, the breaking up of a friendship, again, the ending of a romantic relationship. You can't go back in time and change things, but the universe is asking you to do everything that you can to mend and fix the situation, even if you're the only one apologizing, even if you're the only one admitting wrong, it doesn't matter. There is more to be learned and gained from this situation and or this person. All right. Also, look for people who have your best interests at heart. I feel like there are some people around you who really don't. And it's like, it's just what you're used to. Like you're the whipping girl of whatever the situation is, either whether it be your family, your friend group, your job. It's like everyone just knows you're not going to stand up for yourself. And that's just who you are. You've become that person. The universe is saying no more. It's time to stand up for yourself. Approach everything with kindness and love. But whatever this is that's ending, even if it wasn't you who, let me use an example. You're in a romantic relationship, you know, a long-term relationship. You feel the person is your soulmate. And something just happened where, you know, either you moved out or they moved out and the relationship is ending. The universe is saying now is not the time. Like your test, your mission, your job in this connection, it is a soul contracted connection, is to mend this situation. Now, it doesn't have to be a romantic situation because I do feel some abuse floating around that area of your life. But whatever is coming to an end should not be coming to an end yet. Now, it's almost run its course. But for right now, the universe is saying, okay, you want a weekly card, you want a weekly reading, you want a message, you want a task. Your task is to mend this fence, whatever it takes. Obviously, we do not walk back into abusive situations, any type of abuse. Okay, so don't take it as that.
Okay. We're going to do 4 or 5er. And then Vixen Doe, and then you're done unless we do Ralph and I put it in the comments.
I'll do Ralph.
She never came back, so I know she's working. So
I'll do Ralph for him. All right. Who is it? 405er?
405er, Vixen Doe, then Ralph. And then you're done.
405er, I'm using Shaman's Dream. Jules, I'm getting like more of like, just please don't be scared. Don't be scared. I don't know if something's coming tonight, some sort of message. I feel like it's like these beings understand that they're scaring you, but they're not doing it on purpose. Like they don't understand what's scary to us. Whatever type of entity you're dealing with here, whatever type of fey creature or energy, they don't understand that, peeking around a corner and smiling real wide in the dark is creepy and scary to us. They're trying to smile at you and be friendly, like, hey, I come in peace. So try really hard not to fear. They're not feeding off your fear. They're not doing anything like that. There is a really specific, and I'm sorry for if this is popping in for Jules, generational thing happening here. And it's really important that we get to the bottom of what it is. So don't fear them. I feel like they're trying to make contact with you, but every time they do, they end up scaring you or just really confusing you. All right, 405er, Winter's Dream, gestation period. Love this card. It's card number 63. Sanctuary Conscious Awareness. The Winter's Dream is a summons to go within. Your life force longs to turn inward like the sap of trees returning to the roots. Cast your gaze toward the deep and hidden places in your heart. Come to rest again in the sanctuary and safety of your soul and be at peace, basking in the crystalline clarity in that quiet place. This is not hibernation. Do not fall asleep there. Take your quiet, wakeful nature with you into stillness and know that you are replenishing your life force. Trust that the deeply buried seeds inside your soul, the ones you planted even before you were born, are softly stirring, ready to awaken with the spring. But do not try to rouse them early. Instead, surrender to the quiet of this winter's dream. Winter's Dream can lull you into a slumber where you can lose consciousness and become caught in a nightmare. Awaken. Find that easy return to wakefulness that brings you clarity. This is the time to set your priorities in order, yet not act on any of them. Allow the clarity and transparency that comes with winter's dream to permeate the heart and soul. The time for action will come later. Remember that all things are born of dreams, and your task is to wake up within the dream, to lucidly guide it to your chosen destination. Okay. I feel like you want to take action on something. I'm getting more of a negative vibe. Maybe like you want to take someone to court, or you want to expose somebody for who they really are, or whatever it is, positive or negative 405er. This week is not the time to do that. This is your winter gestation, okay? Your winter dream, your gestation period, so to speak. Put your plan in motion. Dare to dream big, right? How do you want this to end up? Think of all the ways it could turn out. Again, it doesn't have to be negative. I'm just getting that little bit of feeling. This is where you plan everything out, and you do it meticulously and to a T. Let yourself, again, live large in your dreams. Dream big. Pay attention to your actual dreams coming in, both daydreams and dreams while you sleep, okay? If you feel like it, a good idea would probably be to do some lucid dreaming guided meditations while you sleep. There is definitely something trying to get your attention, some energy coming in, like an ancestral type feeling to kind of guide you through this process. All right. Whatever the case may be, do not take action this week. Like, I don't care what it is. No signing documents, no major purchases. Treat it like a Mercury retrograde, which we do have coming in very soon. So no, again, no big movements, no moving in with someone, no breaking up of relationships, no switching jobs, no even buying a car. Like, don't do anything big, no big moves, no major decisions. Now, you can make these decisions in your head, but this week it's imperative that you do not act on them. You have to play the tape all the way forward and take it in all different directions. By the end of the week, you'll have your answer as to how to act on this situation and or this person. Vixen Joe, Night Fairies. What's up, Crowley?
Ooh, Crowley.
Thank you, Ghost Dragon.
You're welcome. I know it's bugging you.
Yuritsa, I already read for you. This is your card, honey. You have to rewind and go back and pay attention. This is your card. Waya Chaka, hi. Crowley, awesome. I'm dealing with a killer toothache right now, so don't think we're ending just because you came in. But as soon as I'm done with this, I'm done. I am in so much pain. I'm almost in tears. 405, that's exactly it. Just chill. Yeah, so Yuritsa, I read for you 2 cards ago, honey. I said your name like 5 times while I was reading, so I don't know how you didn't catch that. Thank you, Wyatt Chaka, and welcome. Vixen Doe, you got the Warrior Fae. It's one of the specialty cards in this deck. Wyatt Chaka, if you'd like a reading, I can do you one right after this before we end. We're usually here later, but I'm dealing with a severe toothache right now. That's not it. All right, Vixen Doe, the Warrior Fae. The Warrior Fae calls us to ready ourselves for battle in more ways than one. Charge. This night, Fae invites us to wrap ourselves in comfort and protection as we prepare for the mighty tasks ahead. She wears both her victories and losses with equal pride because she is a fighter. Relentlessness, never giving up, moving forward, being ever mindful and vigilant. Seeing with the eyes of the Warrior Fae when it's time to push forward the offensive and further your campaign into new uncharted territory. You are a warrior. It is time to fight. Definitely something major coming in for you. I would say this week it's going to the stirrings of it are going to start or continue on. And by the end of the month, you are going to kind of be in a fight of your life. I don't mean a fight to the death of a human death, but I do feel like this is major, major change coming in, something you really are going to feel the need to stand up for, someone you're really going to feel the need to stand up with, no backing down. Someone is, yeah, Yuritz, I love this. Someone is really pushing your buttons. Someone is really purposefully trying to get you wound up. They're doing it on purpose. And thank you so Crowley, thank you so much. I've been literally eating Oragel since the beginning of this stream. And I feel like this is someone you're just tired of dealing with altogether. And it's like once and for all, the universe wants you to finally act, finally stand up for yourself, say everything you've been needing to say, do everything you've been needing to do, and then close the door on this chapter of your life and or this person forever. It begins this week. I see this happening by like the first week of January come New Year, where you're finally going to stand up for yourself in this situation and or with this person, these people. The universe is giving you the permission to do what needs to be done now. The universe is giving you the warrior spirit. Okay, your ancestors are with you. All right. All right, Wayachaka, I will gladly read for you before we end here. Again, we're usually here much later, but I am in a lot of pain right now. I'm going to use the Divine Circus. And welcome, by the way. We do, on Monday and Thursday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, we do a chit chat and chill where we'll talk about a topic of discussion and kind of just hang out, talk about our week. And then Wednesday night, we start between 7:15 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And we go no later than 11:30. Sometimes we go right up to 11:30 doing greetings, hanging out. You're more than welcome to join us. If you subscribe to the channel, then you will get the notifications for that. But we just have a good time. We're all family here, very respectful, and welcome to the community. We're happy to have you. All right. Oh, you're in Alabama, USA?
Are you getting storms right now? I heard it's pretty rough right there.
Well, Mr. Ghostdragonzw is from Ohio, and I am from northern New Jersey.
She's a Jersey girl.
Crowley, for sure. All right, Wayachaka. The Good Geisha, card number 18. You are ready to opt out of a game that most people play unconsciously. It's a game of image and appearance at the expense of the true self. So many people are so used to playing this game, they no longer realize they're even doing it. They don't really know who they are, and they are afraid to really find out. They live behind masks that appeal to others, but slowly starve their authentic self, denying it the opportunity to experience being seen and to receive real love. Any promise of success, love, or wealth that begins with you contorting yourself into something you are not is a false promise. It cannot deliver anything worthy of and or for you. You are not one of those fearful souls, but you know what it's like to have been caged in an invisible prison, a way of thinking and being that is not good for you. In times gone by, your soul has been shackled, your voice silenced, your true beauty hidden under more appropriate and acceptable guises, your intentions misunderstood, and your words often misconstrued. You've been like a beautiful wild creature, captured as though somehow you could be tamed and changed. Fortunately, your sacred rage and divine defiance has rattled the cage of your past, forcing the door to swing open. You can and must continue to set yourself free. Be free from the expectations, opinions, and projections of others. Be free even from the self-image that you convinced yourself you were supposed to have been. Be unafraid to discover the depths of your own being coming to life. If you do not, you shall bind yourself to a life far too bland for the color and majesty of your soul. Being what another wants you to be is a false promise of love, and you are destined for love. Destined for love, real, wild, pure, and true. Make sure you start by giving it to yourself, and then you can share it with others and receive it from them as well. Okay. Wayachaka. This card is telling you that it is now time to be authentic, to come clean. If there's a secret or something you're keeping from someone, now's the time to tell them. But I'm not really getting that feeling. I'm getting more of a not even like a pretending, but like a going along to get along type of energy. Like it's just easier to agree with my significant other, so I'll just do that. Instead of standing up for yourself every once in a while or talking about how you really feel, what you really want. Oh, I got to let my boss treat me this way because I don't want to make any waves. That type of scenario keeps popping into my head with this energy. And really what this card is telling you, at least for this week, it's time to start really understanding who is in your life because they genuinely care for you and who's in your life because of who you pretended to be. So I do see some people around you who are kind of in it for what they can get. It's time for you to get rid of those types of people, the snakes in your grass, the people that are constantly, you know, wanting something from you, but who you feel that you can't go to if you were to need something. These inauthentic, fake people that you feel the need to behave inauthentically around. You know, if there is someone who has made a promise to you and it feels as though they're kind of stringing you along, I feel like that is what's happening, and it's time to confront them, always with love and kindness and respect, right? We always come from a place of love, but definitely time to kind of take out the trash of your life. You know, who makes you feel good? Who can you open up to? Who can you trust, right? And I do see like the marionettes, like somebody is manipulating you, getting what they need and or want out of you, and then but it's like they're not authentically real toward you. So it could be someone, for instance, who's telling you they love you, and but then they're going and being with other people and then coming back and saying, oh no, it's not like that. It's like you're allowing someone to pull wool over your eyes about something. With only one card, I can't really get much more, but I can say that it's time to get rid of these fake and inauthentic people, because with you not standing up for yourself, you're also now being forced to be inauthentic in order to deal with them. And the universe needs you for something more than inauthenticity. Okay. The universe is going to be calling you to action soon. So it really is time to take out the trash, garbage, and situations and people in your life and start doing it this week. All right. I'm going to read for Ralph. Crowley, if you want a reading, I'll do it right after Ralph's, and then I'm going to go. So Ralph, we're doing Urban Crow.
Thank you. And I got it written down, so I'll put it in chat for him.
Good night, Sal. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for all of the donations, PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker. I do appreciate it all and definitely could use it with the holiday here. Ralph, you got card number 40, the card of resistance. There may be a strong wind coming your way. However, you have the ability to find a path with the least resistance. Have you ever seen a crow get thrown by the wind? The bird may get taken off guard, but it finds its balance again. Resistance brings an obstacle or adds friction to a situation. Ideas that once would have sailed into completion might now require some additional work. You may find a project or goal now requires an extra step to pass on to another phase. Resistance might manifest itself as a need for approval from an outside influence that takes longer to achieve. When resistance appears in a reading, you are asked to be adaptable and find the path of least resistance. Quote, you are the sky, everything else, it's just the weather, end quote. So Ralph, yeah, definitely persevering. Wyatt Chaka, awesome. I'm so glad that resonated, and I hope that you'll keep coming around. Ralph, the card of resistance, definitely a situation where it's time to persevere. Okay. You may have thought you got through a certain phase and or situation with someone only to see that there's a few more little loose ends to tie up. And the universe is saying, don't be thrown off guard when this pops up. Like, say you got divorced and turns out you didn't put your signature in the right place. So the divorce isn't final and now you got to go, it's something like that. Something that's like not too major, but it's going to be a major annoyance. The universe is watching you, testing you, seeing how you react to this. Don't even have a reaction. Just do what needs to be done. Pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and walk back away. The main thing here is to not get caught back up in this situation and or with this person. Deal with the business at hand and then go back to being separate. Okay. Because I do feel someone trying to pull you back in with it's almost like you broke up with me, but what are we going to do now? Because I'm pregnant. That's the energy that I'm getting. I'm not saying it's that, but I'm saying someone's trying to lure you in with something that you can't possibly ignore. Ignore it. It's probably a lie. You need more information. You know where I'm at. Crowley, do you want a card? Let me know right now, because if not, I'm ending. Don't feel good. I'm in a lot of pain, a lot. But I can give you a card. I don't mind, because you're my boy. Yuritsa, you're so welcome.
He said sure.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, and then we're going to end it, guys. Of course I'm okay with it. I miss you. It's been forever. Don't forget, guys, personal readings. The information for that is in the description box. Holiday boxes, spiritual helper boxes, mist sprays, 10 milliliter essential oil rollers, etc. Crystal packets, all my higher elevation / spiritual stuff directly hand-picked and crafted from me to you right off my altar. On sale. Information in the description box and or by emailing me at GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. Got to mail them out this week to get them there by Christmas. Most of you guys are going to get a little something from me at least for Christmas, but it might get there after Christmas. So there it is. Regeneration, Hydra. Card number 11, Deep. I pulled this card for my daughter-in-law last night. Deal with the issue now, Crowley. Do not allow it to become more complex or get worse. Reject any gossip. Look for the source of the problem. Go to the beginning to understand the motive. The Hydra of Lerna is a legendary creature whose legacy is recognized today. This infamous multi-headed water serpent's name and powers of regeneration are used in popular culture and in common sayings to cut something off at the head, or if you don't cut things off at the head quick enough, two will take its place, etc. These sayings are from the myth of Hydra. In the second of his 12 labors, Heracles was charged by King Eurystheus under the goddess Hera's control to kill Hydra. Killing the Hydra would not be easy. The Hydra possessed breath that was a deadly poison. Its odor could knock someone unconscious, and of course, the 6 heads with lethal power could dismember and eat you. If that wasn't enough, if you cut off one of the heads, at least 2 would grow back in its place. Heracles covered his face tightly with cloth and his lion skin to stop the poison and fumes from entering his lungs, and shot a flaming arrow into the lair of the monster. He was armed with a long, sharp sickle and his club. The monster appeared and he cut off one head. Immediately, of course, 2 grew in its place. Not exactly a great start. Heracles had his nephew Iolaus with him, and the young man witnessed in horror the regeneration of the Hydra's head. He had an idea, though, as to how the Hydra's regrowth might be stopped. Iolaus took a flaming torch and told Heracles that if he cut off the head, he would quickly cauterize the stump with the flames. Perhaps this would work for them. So with great force, Heracles cut off a head, and Iolaus used the torch, flames rising from the Hydra's body. It seemed to be working. And then Hera, realizing that perhaps the 2 heroes would be triumphant, sent a giant crab to attack them. Heracles swung his club and smashed its shell and stepped heavily upon it, neutralizing it. Soon there was only one head left, and with the golden sword gifted to him by Athena, Heracles swung hard and removed the last Hydra head. Hera was sad that her creature had been killed and raised it up into the sky as the constellation Hydra to shine in immortality. Your plant companion, Lantana, and your crystal companion is Kyanite. And I happen to have a piece of Kyanite right here. This is Kyanite. Oh, Batmom, hey. All right, guys, I swear, just Batmom and then I'm done because I am literally going to die of pain. The relevance of this one is dealing with something that you have not been wanting to deal with, or that you kind of been putting off, or that you kind of been half-hearted, half-assed about dealing with. The time has come to finally take care of what and or whoever this is. No more games, no, it's not the same as Hercules. Heracles is different. It's like you've been putting something off for whatever reason, possibly because you feel like it's something that could either be eventually fixed or reconciled, a situation and or a relationship. The universe is saying it's not happening. Like, you have to step in and deal with this, because the longer you go without dealing with what and or whoever this is, the worse it's going to get. And you are not learning any kind of lesson by avoidance, okay? Avoidance is no longer the answer. The message I'm getting loud and clear is that this is your last shot, because if you don't do something about it by the end of this month, I'm seeing like first week of January, the universe is going to step in and deal with it for you. And you're going to have this major tower moment where everything falls to hell again. When really, if you had just dealt with the situation like right now when it needs to be dealt with, none of that would happen. And you can go happily about your life. Oh, we have Max Stacks. What is up, guys? No, Batmom, if you need a card, I can do it. But then I really have to end. I'm in so much pain. Advil's not working. Orogel's not working. I'm dying. But I don't mind giving you one. Max Stacks, hi, are you new? Then Crowley, if that's the first thing that popped into your mind, it needs to be dealt with. I don't know if you have an attorney. Like, I don't know anything about if you knew what was going on in my own life. It's time to deal with it, because the situation, I don't know how it could get worse, because I didn't have to deal with being divorced. I've been divorced once, but he divorced me. So, and it was like after we weren't together for 12 years, I wasn't even there. So I don't know how that works, but do something, because this prolonging of it is really dragging it out. Max Stacks, it's so nice to meet you. I just want to explain, yeah, normally we're here for much longer, but I am dealing with a like deathly painful toothache, but I'm willing to read for you and Bat Mom before we end. But I think Ghost Dragons, if you can put in the comments that anyone coming in after 9:45 are going to have to wait or hit me up for a personal. That way I can finish you guys out, because I never like to leave people hanging. I would never do that, but I never end early either if there are still people coming in, but I just really, I have clove oil, Batmom, but it didn't come up until I was already in stream, and I have it in the attic. So let me read quickly for you guys, because that's what y'all are here for. Max Stacks, welcome back. It is nice to see you again. I knew I recognized the name a little bit. They really are the worst. And this has been coming and going for like 6 months. And when it hurts, I'm always like, I'm going to take care of this. Like this week, emergency dentist, but then tomorrow it won't hurt anymore for like a month. So I'm like, it's fixed. And you know, like toothaches are one of those things, like if it's not hurting at the time, it doesn't affect you. And that's what's happening with me. And I just have to bite the bullet and go. Guys, please be sure to make sure you're subscribed. I've had a lot of people tell me that YouTube has unsubscribed them recently, so they must be doing their yearly kick the low
They
men.
do it about every couple months. So yes, always check your subscription button.
Like once a season, you got to do that. I was unsubscribed to my own channel and Missing Persons Mysteries, who I'm the head writer for. I was no longer subscribed, so I know I didn't do that. Also, guys, details about personals, the holiday boxes, spiritual helper boxes, crystal packets, manifestation intention sprays, all that stuff my business has to offer. The website should be up soon, because I have almost all of my inventory back. I just have to get some more bottles and my labels, which they're coming soon.
Yes, nut slap. Make sure you leave a comment too. It's really important that you leave one.
Batmom, I think you told me to do that last time when Steven was visiting me. I think I was talking to you, and I actually did it, and it did work. I already pulled a card for you. You're beat. It's the card of hope, anticipation, bright prospects, and wish. Card number 43. This little creature, this small one, a vampire with a heart and soul, is surrounded by death, by endings, by sadness, by the void, and by those who have left her. Like you, she is facing the darkness within others and within life, and she feels utterly alone. But what she has with her is the ability to hope, and she chooses this. It is not something that's always easy, but she has lit a candle in the deep darkness upon a heap of skulls and nothing else, and she has struck a light and held up the light. She is quietly defiant in the face of death, of change, of silence, of loneliness, of criticism, and of a great dilemma. This was my card of the week from this deck this week. So if this card finds you at this time, you are being asked to rise above those who are giving in to hopelessness and negativity. It does not ask you to be falsely hopeful or to put on a happy face and refuse to face what must be faced. It asks you to simply be hopeful. You do not yet know the outcome. You do not yet know what will next happen. But what you can be assured of is that this hope that you have the capacity to create will sustain you in a time of great difficulty. Keep it strong, quiet, small even. Face what you must face, do what must be done, and know that, yes, this situation is extremely difficult. No doubt about it at all. But we vampires ask you to know that one of the most beautiful and life-affirming things any of us can do is refuse to give in, and not only that, to do what must be done with hope. That light will attract help, intervention, assistance, and our admiration and respect, which in turn will deliver more assistance. You know there is some optimism you can create. You know you are the bearer of the torch of the light in this circumstance, and you know this hope will warm, inspire, and nurture others. Lighten up the world you are within. Strike the light and watch the shadows and dangers recede to the corners. Keep the flame of hope burning. The blessing, your ability to create possibilities in a seemingly hopeless and difficult situation, brings out the best in others, which has a strong ripple effect. You have manifested change through this hopefulness. Curse. Without hope, we lose heart. If hope feels futile to you, Batmom, Know that the act of hoping, of choosing to believe there are still reasons to look forward with optimism, will create a more positive outcome than you are looking at in the present moment. In working with this card, you will soon have hope, which will make whatever is taking place at this moment easier to bear. This hardship is impermanent, and tomorrow will be better. This doesn't mean literally tomorrow, right? Nightmare, I swear that's the first thing I'm doing before I even clean up is getting that clove oil. It doesn't mean literally tomorrow, but it does mean that if you refuse to give up hope, and I talked about this in the beginning, so focusing on what you don't have or focusing on what went wrong instead of what went, what's right in your life or what could go right in a certain situation is telling the universe that that's what you see and that's what it's going to give you. Okay. This doesn't mean, again, just walk around pretending like, nothing's happening in whatever this situation is, right? And we both know what it is. So it means acknowledging the situation, acknowledging that it's a terrible situation to be in, and it may be confusing. You don't know what to do. It's a little bit vulnerable, right? But also acknowledging that it's not a permanent thing. Everything changes, everything transforms. And if it's really that bad, continue to plant seeds of hope and other things in the people involved's minds. And you're going to bring light into the situation, which is pretty dark and dim right now. Keep bringing that light, keep striking that match. It's up to you to bring hope back to the situation for yourself and everyone else, because even though it won't literally be tomorrow, eventually another person or other people involved are going to need you, and they're going to need that hope, that positivity. If you let it go now, you may not gain it back in time to be able to give it to them. All right. Max
Stacks.
Max Stacks, you still here?
Max, you're up. If you want it, say yes.
Give him a minute. I am ready to.
He's ready.
Literally,
I bet you are.
Literally, like, just punch myself in the face and like knock myself out. I see you, Max. Thank you.
I got a pair of pliers.
I'm using the Seeker Oracle.
I wouldn't hurt you though.
I remember when you were here last time when this happened, you were like, I got pliers in the car. And I wanted to laugh, but laughing hurts.
I had a hammer in there too.
We was downstairs having coffee with my mom, and I had to send my mom a text message. I'm like, can you please have Steven bring me up my coffee? And she's like, what do you think? You need to get served in bed? And I'm like, I'm in pain.
She took it up. She took it up, didn't she?
I think the first day you took it up, and the next day it happened again. But here's the thing. Within an hour, it won't hurt anymore for like the next month. That, Mom, I truly believe that. You are 100% right. Sometimes we have to be.
Yeah.
And not alone. We call in that energy from somewhere. It comes from somewhere.
Yeah, just remember, you're never really alone.
If we don't call it in, it's not going to be effective. It'll be there, but if we're not, it'll be there, but if we don't implement it, it's just stagnant help. It's stagnant hope. Oh, thank you so much, Max. I do appreciate that. Let me give this one more shuffle so I grab the right.
I thought your name sounded familiar.
Here we go. Express gratitude. This is a little bit of a theme tonight that we have going on with just positivity, remembering the universe, spirit speaks in energy, in vibration, in frequency. I do not speak any other language besides English and American Sign Language, right? So I am not going to understand someone who's speaking Japanese. If we're only focusing on the negative, on what we don't have, on what didn't happen, on how disappointed we are, the universe sees where our focus is and just keeps bouncing that stuff, because the universe sees our energy as that's what we're focusing on. So that must be what we want. And it says, okay, here you go. That's the issue. It's an issue when you don't know how to deal with it. But once you learn how to work with that, it really is amazing. I did. That's exactly what happened, Eris. It's that, but it cracked in between two teeth. So now a piece of this tooth and a piece of this tooth are both gone. So I can literally take the Orajel, go like this, and fill it. Like, it's gross, but it hurts. Okay,
All
Max.
because I sent her candy. It's all my fault.
Max, thank you for being patient. We all have much to be thankful for, but all too often we get weighed down by life's disappointments and the responsibilities that we carry. Life does not always go according to plan. Over time, our ability to see the good in our lives and in others can be dulled. We find ourselves dwelling in a world of gray. Bring the color back into your life. Take a moment every day to make a note of several things you are grateful for. Express your gratitude out loud or write it down. Whether you are grateful for the feeling of the sun on your skin, or thankful for the companionship of a beloved pet, or simply happy to be breathing, it doesn't matter what it is that you're grateful for, only that you express the gratitude. By regularly expressing gratitude, we can change our state of mind and inspire more positive emotions and thoughts. We make a conscious choice to think more about moments that have made us smile or feel both loved and loving. It's all about balance. We are not being asked to, quote unquote, be happy and forget about all of our problems. Sometimes the best we can achieve is a state of peaceful acceptance that helps us face and deal with adversity. The more we see and appreciate the good, the more willing we are to address any source of disease. We are more determined to maintain the feeling of well-being that our apprehension creates. Show your appreciation. Be sure to thank those who have helped you, even for the smallest of things. Tell those who are there for you how much you appreciate their care and support. Brighten another's day by offering encouragement by way of an unexpected compliment or words of praise. Giving thanks to others can not only brighten their day, but your day as well. So this goes along with the hope card. Okay, Max, there could be a situation going on or something happening in a relationship, a close interpersonal relationship, doesn't have to be romantic, but could be, where you may be only focusing on the negative, right? And that's very easy to do. I am so guilty of it. Okay, Batmom, I sure will. I wanted to know too, if you have my books, any of my books you may not have. I'm sorry, Max. So what's happening in this relationship or this situation is you're focusing on the have-nots. We don't have enough money to go on a vacation this year. We don't spend enough time together to really connect anymore. Things like that. That's just an example. It doesn't have to be that. Instead of saying, well, we have enough to put away so we can go on vacation next year, and hey, at least we're together. Or we don't get a lot of time, so let's make the most of this hour that we have right now. Trying to flip the situation in our favor. And like the card said, if that's absolutely impossible and you cannot see a way out, peacefully accept. Like, you know what? This hurts. This sucks. This is horrible. This is cruel, horrific. Insert negative adjective here. You deal with it. I trust you, whether you be talking to the universe or God or both like I do. I trust you. I know you did this for a great reason, and I cannot wait to see how amazing this is going to be for me. I recently did this in a really terrible and tragic situation, and it's actually working out little by little how I want it to for the betterment of me and everyone involved. And I feel like if I didn't offer that surrender up and start focusing on all the positives in that situation, I'd be lost right now. I would be lost in a sea of grief and pain and worry and everything else. So if you need to make a list, wake up in the morning and just, even if you don't write it down, just say out loud 3 things you're grateful for. I woke up this morning, right? You're alive. That's better than however many percent of the human population, right? You're above ground. I have a roof over my head. I have a job, whatever they are. They can be the smallest little things to the largest, but you're being called to do this, Max, for a reason. Okay. So that means if you don't do it, you're probably on a path where you're going to sink into this negative space, and the universe, your team, just doesn't want to see that happen. So just start expressing a little bit more gratitude. And if it's a specific situation, relationship, and or person that this card is about, tell them you appreciate them, or start finding little ways to either show them or just to know in yourself that you appreciate them. Guys, I have got to go. I am really in a lot of pain. And I think talking is what's making it worse, because it's going away for a few seconds and coming back. and I feel the air hitting it. So, okay. Also in the description box, you will find information on how to get autographed copies of my books. All 3 of them. I'm working on the BEK one now, still untitled. And if you pay for a personal reading, I will throw in an autographed copy of my 2nd book that I wrote. Steve Stockton did the forward, Encounters with Evil, 101 True and Terrifying Stories. So the prices are in the description box. So if you purchase one, you get the free autographed book. All right. You're so welcome. And all of you are so welcome. I love you all so much. I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't have the topic yet, but I'll try to post it in the morning so you guys know what's up. Steven, I will talk to you later. If you guys messaged me tonight and I don't get back to you, it's because this is hurting. I still have to clean up. I still have to shower. I still have stuff to do, but I will get back to you first thing in the morning. Love you guys. Love, light. Be blessed always.